Good morning, first grade. Welcome back. Today we are looking at lesson 12, and today I thought it would be fun to start with our facts. Let's switch it up a little bit from what we've been doing. So go ahead and make sure you have your fact practice out. Today you will also need to have out your clock worksheet that's in your folder, lesson 12 worksheet with the clocks, and you will also need your guided class practice 12. So make sure that you have all of those sheets with you. We're going to get started with our facts. You know how I like to make sure that we have our name on our paper. So make sure your name is on your paper. We are going to actually, believe it or not, do a couple of these problems together this morning before we get started. So you are watching this video and you're getting ready to go for your day. Well, a little bit extra for you today. So here we go. 4 plus 1 is 5. How do I know that? What's 1 more than 4? When I'm counting, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right after 4 comes 5. 0 plus 8. Remember, any number times 0 is always that other number. Let's do one more. 9 plus 9 is 18. That's a double, isn't it? So that's one of each of the different kinds that we have been talking about. Adding 0, adding 1, and your doubles. And now I'm still giving you 2 minutes. And your 2 minutes starts now. First grade. So you should have the whole front side of this sheet done, and when that's done, please remember that the back side is your homework piece for tonight. So the front we do as part of our class practice, and then make sure that you do the facts on the back, 12B, for your homework tonight. Go ahead and put that sheet to the side. One thing I forgot to tell you for class today is that you will want to have out your own little clock. So if you do not already have your clock out from your math manipulative bin, go ahead and make sure that you have your clock out so that we can go ahead and take a look at a couple of our clock times as well. So if you need to grab your clock, go ahead and pause and then come right back and start up with us. We're gonna get going. Now, we want to show that it's 8 o'clock in the evening. So if it's 8 o'clock in the evening, I heard o'clock, and I know that on my clocks, I can move them separately from each other. And my hour hand is going to be on the 8. So my hour hand is going to be on the 8, and my minute hand, o'clock, means it's going to go up at the 12. It's going to go through the 12. Now, your mom says that 1 hour from now, you need to be in bed. What time will you be in bed? Well, what time will it be in 1 hour? I'm going to take this here, and my hour needs to move one spot. Okay, so what time will I need to go to bed? 9 o'clock. Okay, now we're gonna pretend that it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So go ahead and make sure that your clock says 7 o'clock. You can see that I showed 7 o'clock on mine also. So 7, the red hand, the hour hand should be pointing at the 7, and o'clock says that that minute hand is pointing through the 12. Now, if it's 7 o'clock in the morning now, I got out of bed 1 hour ago. At what time did I get out of bed? An hour ago. That means that we have to go backwards an hour. So my hour hand isn't going to go forward. My hour hand is going to go backwards an hour. So what time did I get out of bed? I got out of bed at 6 o'clock a.m. All right, now I want to look at one more. I want you to make it say 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we're getting ready for our Zoom call. We're getting pretty close. Hopefully, we've been working on some calendar work. Maybe you've even done your facts already, or you watched the beginning part of the facts of the lessons for your facts. But 9 o'clock, we're getting close to our Zoom. What's going to happen 1 hour from now? If it's 9 o'clock right now, what time will it be 1 hour from now? And an hour from now, we're in the middle of our Zoom. Hopefully you're not missing it. We're in the middle of our Zoom. What time will it be 1 hour from now? That means I want to go forward an hour. So I'm not going back in time, I'm going forward. So when I want to go forward, my hour hand needs to move up. It needs to go to the bigger number. Okay, it's gonna go to the right one spot. And so what time will it be in 1 hour? It will be 10 o'clock. Now, I want you to notice something about this clock, because today you're also going to have a chance to practice writing a clock face. So it's really important that you're paying attention. Which number on the clock face is at the top? The 12 is, right? Which number is at the bottom? 6. Okay, which number is halfway to the right? 3. And over here? 9. Okay, so we have 12 and 6, we have 3 and 9. And you notice that the other numbers still go in number order around our clock. We stop at 12 though. So you're going to need to have this lesson worksheet out. And what we're going to do is first put our name on it. So go ahead and put your name on it. And we're going to get a little practice in with our clocks. So we are going to write the numbers on the first blank clock face. That's this one. What number are we going to write on the clock face first? Well, we should put a 12 on it first. We're going to write it at the top. What number should we write on the clock face next? The 6. And notice where my 6 is. And notice that my numbers are standing up strong, okay? They're not tipping to the side. They're not on their side. They're nice and straight and up and down. And that is on the bottom. Now remember we talked about the number 3. The number 3 goes over here. So go ahead and put your 3 on the right side of the clock and 9 on the left side of the clock. Now we need to fill in the rest of the numbers on the clock face. Go ahead. All right. Paper as I wrote straight up and down the whole way through. Make sure yours looks like that also. Now you're going to do the same with your other 2 clocks. Go ahead. Ready? Go. Make sure that your numbers first grade are not too big. All right, hopefully by now your clocks look like my clocks. All right, now what we need to do is we want to go ahead and take a look at this first clock here. We want 4 o'clock. I want you to think about 4 o'clock. Okay, now point to the clock that's in the middle of the paper. We want this clock to show 4 o'clock. Where will that longer minute hand point? It's going to point up at the 12. So I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm just going to make a little arrow. I don't need to make it big. In fact, I don't want it big. I want it to be kind of small. So that's going to be at the 12. And where is the shorter, smaller hand, the hour hand, going to point? It's going to point right at the 4. Notice how much smaller it is than the minute hand. Okay, now, if it's 4 o'clock now, make sure you write 4 o'clock up there. If it's 4 o'clock now, what time was it 1 hour ago? Hopefully you see 1 hour ago, and it's giving you an arrow going backwards. That's giving you a hint that you need to go back 1 hour. So if it was 4 o'clock, I need to go back 1 hour. What time will it be? It will be 3 o'clock. So on my digital clock, I needed to say 3 o'clock. And now I need to go ahead and show that on my clock. So where is my minute hand going to go? Straight up through that 12. Where is my hour hand going to go? It's going to point right at the 3. Make sure you go ahead and you have all of that on it. So it was 4 o'clock, and what time will it be 1 hour from now? Well, look at from now. From now is showing you I need to go forward an hour. So 1 hour. Well, after 4 comes 5. So what time will it be 1 hour from now? It'll be 5 o'clock. So go ahead and show 5 o'clock on your clock face. My minute hand is going to be up past my 12, and my hour hand is going to be shorter and pointing at my 5. Okay? We're going to be starting to show this every day in our calendar time, as well as working on this during our guided class practice. So make sure that you are ready for that. Today we are going to be looking at this guided class practice. So go ahead, get your name and date on this paper. First grade, so you should have this piece of paper out. Your name should be on it, and the date today is September 17th, 2020. So make sure you have capital S, September 17th, 2020. Today we're going to be taking a look at our first some went away, or some more problem, and that is what number 1 is. There were 10 children at the bus stop. 2 more children joined them. How many children are on the bus stop now, or at the bus stop now? What type of story problem is this? I'm going to read it again so you have a chance to figure out if it's some more came, or some went away, some left. Okay, so let's take a look. There were 10 children at the bus stop. 2 more children joined them. How many are on the bus stop now? So we had 10, 2 more joined. Is that some more, or some went away? We know that that's some more. How'd I know? We had 2 more join. 2 more joined them. That's adding. That's some more. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. Circle the number that is 1 more than 31. Circle the number that's 1 more than 31. What number comes just after 31? 32 does. Go ahead and circle 32. Then we need to underline the number that is 1 less than 31. So what is 1 less than 31? What comes just before 31? 30 does. So we have to underline 30. Not box it, not circle it, not put an X through it. We need to underline it. Why? Because the direction said circle the one that's 1 more, and it said underline the number that's one less. We have to make sure we follow the directions exactly, okay? Let's look at number 3. We have 2 jobs for number 3. The first job is to number the clock face. That's job number 1. Okay, so we're numbering our clock face. Notice I'm not moving my paper. 12 and 6, 3 and 9. Notice I still didn't move my paper. Now I have to fill in those missing numbers. After 12 is not 13, it's 1. And then 2. And notice my numbers are in an appropriate size for the paper and the clock. You don't want to write it teeny tiny so you can't see, but you don't want to write it too big because your paper should not be overtaken by your numbers. Okay? Now, once our clock face is numbered, now we have a second job. It says show 1 o'clock on the clock. Show 1 o'clock. See, this is o'clock. Let's start with those minutes. O'clock means that I'm going to put my minute hand through my 12, right? Make sure I don't have big floppy arrows. I don't need any of that. I just need a small arrow. So I mean this, don't do this. I don't want to see that, okay? Give me just this little arrow. If you want to connect them like that, that's okay. Now, 1 o'clock. This is my hour, remember? So that is where I need to show my hour. So my hour hand is going to be pointing at the 1. Try to make sure that it's at the 1 and not in between the 1 or the 2 or not before the 1 because we want to really show that it's 1 o'clock. All right, number 4. Circle each square that has equal size pieces. Circle each square that has equal size pieces. Does this one have 2 equal size pieces? If I folded it in half, would they have the same amount? Absolutely they would. So go ahead and circle that one. What about this second one? Are these pieces equal? Could I put this one on top of here and have the exact same amount? Just like we did with pattern blocks? No, I have to leave it alone. Don't cross it off, don't circle it, just leave it. What about this one over here? Does this have equal size pieces? Yes, it does. So go ahead and circle it. Each of those pieces I could stack on top of each other, no problem. And there would be nothing left hanging off. Nothing would be too teeny tiny. It all fits where it's supposed to. And what about this one? Are these all equal size? Well, these are equal, but are they the same size as this guy here? No, so we have to leave that one alone too. All right, let's look at number 5. Write these numbers. 37. How will I write 37? 3, 7, 37. What about 40? How do I write the number 40? 4, 0, 40. And what about 16? 1, 6, 16. All right, let's go ahead. Our last piece for this sheet today is finding the sums. Let's do it. 6 plus 1, what's 1 more than 6? 1 more than 6 is 7. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 more than 8, 1 plus 8 is 9. And 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. Very good. All right, friends. So you have the back side of this sheet also as your second piece of homework for math tonight. So make sure you have your name. Make sure that it says September 17th, 2020. And then go ahead and complete this. Please make sure that you use your circling when you're supposed to and your underlining when you're supposed to. Make sure you follow those directions. Make sure that you have someone read this first problem to you so that you make sure that you heard it correctly. And the rest is pretty easy for you to do. Make sure your clock face, don't turn your clock and start writing your numbers. Leave it straight up and down like this and write your numbers on your clock face. All right, when this is done, please make sure it gets back in the folder and we'll see you back here tomorrow.